A Tuesday, March 24th meeting of the Newmarket Conservation Commission. We'll start by doing a roll call of who is attending this meeting. I'll start with myself, Patrick Reynolds. Melissa Sharples, are you on?
Here, yeah.
Chris Blackstone?
Here, yes.
David Bell?
I'm here.
Sam Kenny?
Present.
Ellen Snyder?
Here.
Okay, I think I got everybody. And Steve Fournier is here as well.
I am.
Town manager.
And if you want, I'll just kick it off this way.
Okay.
The rules. So here's a situation, as you may or may not know, as of about 5 o'clock last evening, Governor Sununu issued emergency order number 12 under the coronavirus pandemic crisis that is going on. Emergency order number 12 allows for virtual meetings, which you're having now. The rules are that there has to be access to the public by telephone. And if anybody, for whatever reason, cannot access it by telephone, they can call, in this situation for this meeting, 292-1221 and let us know. And if that happens, then you have to adjourn the meeting immediately and then repost it for another time. So that is where we are. And you can take your votes. I would suggest doing roll call, just so you can make sure everybody has one chance, can do it instead of saying aye or nay. So you can have a record of who voted which way.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, the reason we've convened this meeting and it's sort of outside our normal scheduled meetings is to review one agenda item. And that is the pending purchase of the Tucker property. Just to refresh everybody's memory as to where the Tucker property is. This is a piece of property at the end of Neal Mill Road. It is adjacent to current conservation properties owned by both Newmarket and Southeast Land Trust. And this piece of property was identified as a piece of property that we'd want to conserve. So when the Tucker Family Trust approached us about working with CELT and NRCS and some other partners to conserve this property, we took that proposal to the town council. And there it was approved, pending all the details being worked out, that the final agreement would be that CELT would be the landowner, but if CELT as an organization were to ever dissolve or cease to exist, we as the town would then become the default landowner of this property. So it would have a conservation easement on it in perpetuity. So no development, no road building, nothing of that sort would happen on it. So everything was moving along with all our partners. And then we started running into some delays, and it really became compounded by the current COVID-19 situation, where NRCS is still working as a federal agency, but they're slowed down. They're working from home too. And the latest we've heard from them is that they anticipate that this will have all the final funding in place in order to close as a real estate transaction by the end of May. We were scheduled to have the closing at the end of this month. So what we would like to do, what I am proposing that we do, is that we would, in essence, give a small down payment, a 20% down payment of the funds that the town was going to be contributing towards the purchase, so that while this delay is occurring, basically the real estate transaction can continue to go forward. CELT has also contributed almost $20,000 in down payments as well. Does anyone have any questions, since that's quite a bit to digest? No questions, okay. So again, the proposal would be that that we would vote to appropriate $20,000, which would then go as a down payment towards this purchase. We would try and get those funds released as soon as possible. I don't know exactly what we'd have to go through exactly with, Steve might be able to answer that question. Once we've appropriated this money, Steve, how do we have to go through any other votes with town council or anything like that? Or what would happen next once we've passed this vote?
Don't believe so. I'll have to double check.
Okay,
Because the council, if I've got to remember what the council put in that original resolution, that if it authorized us to purchase the land, then I don't see why, if you're expending it from conservation trusts, why would we need another vote? But I'll double check once you guys vote.
okay. So again, if there's no other questions, I would go ahead and make a motion that we approve spending $20,000 from appropriating $20,000 from the conservation fund to go towards our ultimate contribution of 100,000. So that would leave a balance of 80,000 towards the purchase of the Tucker property as previously described in previous meetings and as previously described in the town council meeting. Do I have a second on that motion?
I'll second that motion. This is Chris Blackstone.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
So when we vote, again, what we'll do is just state our name and how we're voting. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Melissa.
Patrick, just to jump in real quick, do you have to
Sure.
appoint an alternate or do you have enough people to vote?
Melissa, Chris, David. I think we have enough, actually, Alan. Thank you for asking.
Sure,
And thank you for being here.
sure.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and refer back to Melissa.
Yep, I vote in favor.
So can you just state your name too for the record? So,
This is Melissa Sharples voting in favor.
okay. Chris?
Chris Blackstone, voting in favor.
Okay. Sam?
Sam Kenny, voting in favor.
David?
David Bell, voting in favor.
And Patrick Reynolds, voting in favor. Did I miss anyone? Okay, so the motion passes with, let me just make sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes. Is that correct? Yep, 5 votes. And no abstentions and no one against. Is there any other items that anyone would like to address at this time at this meeting? Okay. Well, Steve, with no other items being brought forth, I guess I would then just ask if you can find out if there's any other next steps that we need to take. If not, I can work with Selt and Val Shelton and the other parties to get that check if there's nothing else. But I'm sure
Yep,
you'll
I'll
let me
find out.
know.
Yep, I will.
Okay. Okay. All right, then I will make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second Melissa Sharples.
Okay. All in favor? Patrick, I vote yes. Patrick Reynolds voting yes.
Melissa
Chris
David
Sharples.
Bell,
Blackstone,
voting yes.
voting yes.
Chris, did you
I did.
reply?
I just voted. I've
Sam?
just said yes to the motion of adjourning.
Thanks. Sam?
Sam Kenny, voting yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Steve. Thank you.
everybody.
Have a good night.